Ian, my man, I'm excited to see what you're going to do today. So please give us a little bit of background on who you are, what you do, and then what we're going to cover today.
What's up, Mina? Thanks for having me on your channel, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Ian Smith, and I run an Amazon marketing agency called Evolve Media, as you can see right there. Basically, we're a creative marketing agency. So we help Amazon sellers get high-res, high-converting photos created for their products, as well as videos to run as sponsored video ads, put it on their storefront, put on their listing. Overall, we're all about conversion rates. So helping sellers boost up their conversion rates so that their PPC ads perform a whole lot better when it comes to ACoS, ROAS, click-through rates, all that kind of stuff. That's what we're all about.
The bird doesn't sit on the branch because it trusts the branch, but because it trusts its wings to catch it. It's not about the branch. It's not about what I'm standing on, but it's about my wings, my abilities that are going to catch me. So if all of it goes away tomorrow, I can rebuild everything because I have those wings, I have those skills.
I love it, man. So today, Ian's going to do a breakdown of a bunch of listings. Tell us what's good about it, what's wrong with it, how it can be improved. Not just the creative, right? But generally overall the listing. And we're starting with your favorite listing, which is MMA Nutrition. We're going to start with mine. So Ian, whenever you want, just start sharing your screen and let's break down and see what all the mistakes I'm doing is.
Okay, well, let me get the screen share fired up. And while that's firing up, let me just quickly tell you guys, if you guys want me to do this on your listing as well, I just want to throw out a free offer. I love jumping on calls with people that view my videos on YouTube. So if you want to book a free call with me so that I can look through your listing and give you some feedback on what I like and don't like, please do go to emaamz.com to book that free consulting call with me. Okay, so now you guys should be able to see my screen. And let me just make sure it's all good. I think it's all good now. So this is the MMA Nutrition listing right here, hard work. I was looking at this before and, let's just take a quick look through the main listing images. So that's image 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So right off the bat, I see that you do not have a video on the listing. So that is definitely one thing I would recommend to you. Get a video and put it on here. It's going to take up this 7 spots. So I believe you'll only be able to have 6 images, but videos are huge, especially for something that has this many features and benefits on it. Next, I would say your images look great. They're great design. They've got a lot of information in them, but they're not super realistic. And I'm a big fan of real photos. So what I would recommend to you, these look like a lot of 3D renderings of the bottle. I definitely would recommend to you invest in a real life photo shoot, showing the bottle, holding it in your hand so people can get a really great idea of how large that bottle is. Hands are really great ways to bring in that human element as well as set scale and size of how large this thing really is. I mean, obviously they can see here how many ounces, it's got 100 servings, but putting hands in photos just adds that human touch. And I really, really like it, as well as having that realistic photo. The next thing that I see a lot of drinks like this don't do is they don't actually show the powder and they don't show what the liquid looks like when the powder is mixed with water or whatever it's supposed to be mixed with. So that's another thing I would recommend to you, Mina, since this is your product right here, is get that powder out, put it on display so that they can see what the powder is. Obviously, it's probably white or, it's no mystery what color it probably is. It's probably not a rare color or anything. But when you mix it with water, what does that look like? And then also maybe talking a little bit about flavor.
Maybe I can do a nice little a drink that with ice and a little bit of bubbles and a lime and make it seem a little bit more mouthwatering than it actually is.
Yeah, potentially adding in ice and carbon, the whole
soda
bubbles,
water.
making it. But you don't want to set the wrong expectations, right? That you don't want to make them think that it's carbonated or anything like that. So just realistic photos, just showing props next to this is going to really help you. And then also I will just say, now this is something to test, but what I've personally found is dark backgrounds, whether it's on a website or it's a product image, whenever you go with black as the background color, we've tended to see conversion rates be lower versus light colored backgrounds, mostly whites and light and bright images. So it may be something to test. If you've been rolling with these images for a while, you may want to change up the images, go with a light white type of background and see if that changes your conversion rates. I mean, you could even just change all these blacks to whites in the background and see what that does. What do you think about that?
Very interesting. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so those are a couple things for your main listing images. As far as the video, would definitely want to see like it being scooped out, poured into a bottle, shaken up. What does that look like? Trying it. If this is the demographic that you're trying to go with is women of this age, have a model on camera looking like that. I would probably also say have a male on camera, because just me personally looking at this bottle, the packaging, the colors, I would assume this is more geared towards men. So I would say definitely having male models in that video, in the photos, is definitely going to resonate better with the customer that you're trying to go after. Am I wrong in thinking that this may be a little bit geared towards men?
Yeah, it should be. It really should be. And now, I think we should jump into maybe at one point brand analytics and see like what's the demographic. But I'm inclined to think that it is more for men. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so just having more men in your photos, in your videos, that's just going to help resonate with them a little bit more. Typically when you see women in photos, it's for a woman's product. So just something to keep in mind there.
Great.
So,
what about the main image? What do you think about the main image?
I think it's good. I think you're filling up the whole entire space. So that's really good. Really, I guess what it would just come down to is the actual label design on the bottle. And I think it's a good label design. I mean, you've got your electrolytes, huge sugar-free electrolyte powder. I mean, so anybody that's looking for electrolytes and to get more electrolytes into their body, then I think this will definitely grab their attention. Again, it just goes down to that like light versus dark thing. And if you change the color of your bottle to be white, or even go with this gold color as your primary color, how does that affect conversion rates? I've done a little bit of testing with it, and what I've seen is that it really does help conversion rates with.
Got it. That would be great. I think it really would be very, very easy for me to switch the label to white background, black and gold text, white bottle. It would be very easy for me to do that. And then I would see, okay, what does it look like when we split test in the search on Amazon? So my product versus like the top 3 competitors. And then again, my product versus the top 3 competitors, black and white, and see, am I going to win more with the white bottle or not?
Yeah, definitely. So let's go ahead and move on, because I know we have multiple listings to show. So let me talk about the A+ content section. So overall, I think it's good that you have this male here. He's got, a little bit of the branding on the bottle. Now, is that the exact color of the liquid when they mix this in with water?
Yeah, that's the color. That's the exact color.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice. So there you go. You have a real life image there. Then you've got, so you've got more male images in your A+ content. So I would just say mixing a little bit more of that into your main images. I see this model right here, super jacked guy right there. No, but I think these type of images are really good. So having like realistic images of people, I think if you're trying to hit men with this product, then having more men images would definitely be helpful. But realistic guys holding the bottle, I think is going to be pretty good. Now, I definitely would say with this, have more copy, like highlightable copy that you can do like that. Have more in your A+ content. A lot of people don't think that copy in the A+ is going to actually affect your ranking, but it actually does, especially with Google search. Google search is going to look at your Amazon product listing page, and they're actually going to rank you according to copy that they find in the A+ content section, as well as other places on the listing. So you're missing out on SEO organic rankings by not having more copy in each of these little modules of the A+ content builder, as well as, I can't see it from here, but how much alt copy do you have, like SEO copy for each of these images? Is there?
How do you think I should go about that? Because this is something that I believe will make a big difference, especially for Google, but I don't know how to go about that. So can you tell me, if I wanted to do something right now, simple and easy, like what do you think I should do?
So really, I mean, this module right here allows you for a headline and then a description at the bottom. So for this one module right here, you're going to have a top and bottom. So really just filling out the copy, going back into the A+, module editor, and just putting copy in all these different little sections here, as much copy as you can put in there, keyword rich copy, just emphasizing more on what you actually cover in the image here. You cover here. So maybe your copy could be about the different flavors. I'd have to do keyword research to really give you some ideas, but you want to have, insert a whole bunch of keywords into these sections, and then maybe also try to make it relatable to the image that you're showing there.
That makes sense. I love it.
So this image right here from a conversion standpoint is really good. We like to do this a lot, us versus them. And I like how you did this. Typically, we separated a little bit more and we'll actually have like two completely separate columns. Your bottle would be like at the top of column A, and really, I wouldn't even recommend doing black. Maybe do like a different color as the them colored bottle. But I like how you did here. I think it gets the idea across. I'm a huge fan of talking to people like they're a third grader. I know it may sound a little bit condescending, but a lot of people like use half their attention span when they're looking at listings and shopping and stuff. So you want to just make it as clear and easy to understand and as basic as possible. I'm not saying you did a bad job here. I think that you did. It looks pretty good how you did it, but we just typically do it a little bit better. Not better, but just different. That's all. But sorry about that.
No worries, man. No worry. I mean, listen, I'm in no way a creative agency. I think this is my weakness. So that's why I wanted to bring you on here. And by the way, I just checked my my brand analytics and we are 49% female, 47% male.
Oh,
yeah. And then 3% not available. So interesting, very interesting numbers.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the split, then that's pretty much 50-50, right? So having multi-gender in there would be good. And also looking at the age range and trying to really hit on those, even like calling out that demographic, let's just say that they're in their 30s. So males in their 30s, females in their 30s, calling that out in the text, in the actual highlightable text, as well as the text in the images could help the conversion rate a little bit more.
Yeah, it's funny because the age breakdown is 35 to 44 is the highest, then 45 to 54, then 55 to 64, and then 25 to 34 least. So it seems like all more older people between 35 to 55, it counts for like more than 60%.
Awesome. That's good info to look at. And as you can see here, a lot of your images show a little bit more of that younger range. Like I would say this guy looks like he's early 20s for sure. He's jacked.
So maybe I should do a quick photo shoot and swap a couple pictures with a man and a woman in their 40s.
Yeah.
And then see how that performs.
Yeah. And this guy looks swole. He's definitely jacked. I would say personally avoid, because I would say this is the minority of your users, just like real swole dudes. I would say try to go after people that are more like your average body type.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And then also split test, maybe 1 month you do this, the next month you do that, but split test lighter backgrounds instead of a lot of this dark background stuff.
Got it. Love it. Love the recommendation so far.
Thanks, man. Glad I'm able to help you. Yeah, and again, it's just something to test. Let me know, what you find. But I like this section right here, how you're showing the different flavors. So that's really cool. You could even talk about your different flavors a little bit larger with a big image like this, and then just do like columns and showing like we have this flavor, this flavor, this flavor, just to make it a little bit more obvious, because like right here, this is really where they're going to see the flavor, right? And that's pretty small, pretty buried. They can see the image there, but it doesn't necessarily tell the flavor in the title here. So it's just a little harder to find the actual flavor and telling them that you have other flavor options when you could kind of have an image like this, making it very obvious. And that's what I mean when I say like talk to them like they're a third grader, like make things very obvious and connect the dots for them. Don't expect them to connect the dots. When you talk about the features of your product, say this is the feature, so you can do this, or so it does this to you, like connect that dot for them. Don't just say it has, potassium. You could potentially drill that down a little bit further as to what potassium does. Like, why do you put potassium in there and what does that do for you as a athlete or human?
Love it. This is great.
So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. I see you got a ton of questions and answers. That is really good. So good job there. That's hard to get these days. Great average review or rating. And then you have a ton of social proof images. Really, you could grab these images, screenshot this. Actually, it looks like
the old bag, the old bag and old brand name.
So if you have like the new like social proof images, screenshotting that and maybe creating like a grid style image for one of these that shows a lot of people holding up the product, because that's like a huge social proof builder, builds a lot of trust. If they saw like, a grid of like 12 to 16 people or something, that's going to build a lot more trust and credibility for your brand and make you seem like a huge leader when it comes to this particular supplement.
Perfect.
All right, cool, man. So should we move on to the next listing?
Let's do the next listing. The next listing, I think you guys will like. It's very different from this one, and I intentionally chose 3 very different styles of products.
Okay. Do you want to do the Mountain Voyage or do you want to do this one?
Let's do the healthy candy.
Okay. So I looked at this one, and one of the things that I noticed right off the bat is that, I mean, I love the hand shot, like I mentioned earlier, but it doesn't actually show the candy. It doesn't actually show what it actually looks like. So like seeing like a pile of these things like unwrapped and just sitting in a pile, I think would be pretty cool. These are things to kind of just test. I guess is that no, because those are the ingredients. So that's not what it actually looks like, right?
No, that's not what it looks like. It's a candy.
Okay. And maybe it shows it in the video. I'm sure that it shows it there, but definitely having the the actual candy there would be good. I think this image is pretty good for like the fact that it's giving that information, but I think having an image, of this space of like the actual candy, it's a little bit of like unused space, and I think it could, just give more information. So you want to try to maximize the amount of space. This isn't your product, is it? This is somebody else?
No, someone else. Yeah. So maybe on the top right, we can show like a bunch of spilled actual candies.
Yeah.
And then all the text would still fill in there. It would just be like text, and then on the top right, like just like actual unopened candies spilled out.
Yeah. And then to add into that, you could have humans eating the candy. You figure out who are you trying to target with this, whether it's kids or it's 50 plus or women or men. You figure out what is the avatar you're trying to go after, and then you have pictures of those people holding the candy. Maybe they're in a kitchen, trying to set like that real life set of when they're going to be eating this. Are they going to be eating this at work? Are they going to be eating in the car? Is this like an after dinner late night thing that maybe they eat when they're on the couch watching TV? So just trying to like set that setting and showing the candy and showing a human using, maybe the bag is sitting next to them on their lap, and they've got, they're sitting watching TV and they're about to put it in their mouth or something. So that could be like an image. Or you go to that whole like social proof grid style image and you show a whole bunch of people like, holding it up and just kind of representing, endorsing the product. Social proof is really big for building that trust and credibility.
Amazing. Now, I noticed something here. I noticed that the brand colors don't match, right? If we go look up in the images, like orange, blue, right, is what I'm seeing. And then you scroll down and it's a completely different color scheme, right? So like if we scroll down to the A+ content.
Well, I also noticed with their different flavors, it's kind of like they have a bunch of different brand colors. So like, I think they're a little bit all over the board with their color scheme, but yeah, it looks like they definitely have a wide palette of colors for their brand guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like this A+ content is the same no matter what variation you're looking at. So caffeinated coffee is kind of like a dark purple, brownish color. And yeah, it looks like they took the easy route, which is okay, but they put a lot of it's just the same A+ design for every single variation.
Yeah, and I love that. What do you think about that mother-daughter thing right above? Yeah, what do you think of that? You think that's solid? If you're like a family, husband, wife, father, son, mother, daughter, like what do you think about that?
I think it's really good. If a shopper is Chinese, then this is going to resonate big with them because people love supporting other people that are like them. So it works the opposite way too. If somebody is not so fond of the Chinese culture, then they may not. So it's like polarizing. So I'm a huge fan of polarizing, pushing other people away to bring in other people. So I think, brands that I work with, sometimes they're trying to be so neutral and apply to everybody and appeal to everybody. And I don't think that's really the way to go. I think if you try to pick a certain segment and really try to appeal to that one segment, even if it means that you're going to cut out other segments that may not appeal to you. I think that's a good way to go.
Because you can just double down on the one segment that you are made for and then go deep.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. This is kind of that image that I was actually just talking to you about with the flavors. So having like columns like this that just easily show here are the different flavors. Now they're not linkable. So like you could definitely put that table that you have under this so that they can actually click on the original cream, click on the strawberries. But just giving them a really clear visual on the flavors, I think is good. So let's see here. So they're comparing their candies to, so I think this is good as far as dark chocolate and peanut butter chocolate and Snickers, but I don't think it's really comparable to Nature Valley. Like this is a granola bar and this is like a candy. So I think if you're going to have a comparison table, you should probably stay in your lane. You know
that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's like the people who are buying this product, like what were they going to buy? And now what are they getting instead? And that makes sense.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I like the fact that they're calling out this brand, but it also opens you up to a cease and desist, because when you have other clearly trademarked logos and brands on your listing, I mean, you could potentially be getting into a little bit of legal issues, but you know, they're risking it. And so far it seems like it's working for them.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I hear opposing, some people are like, yeah, definitely use your competitors and say how you're better than them. And then I hear like some people also say, stay away from that. You might get cease and desist. I'm not sure which way is the right way to go. What do you think?
It just comes down to the seller and how much risk do they want to take on. And also comes down to the competitors and how much legal action are they going to take? I mean, is Snickers or Nature Valley, are they going to come across this and hit them with a lawsuit? Because yeah, the cease and desist is a little bit like a warning, but if this was like a massive company, let's say they blew up and they did like millions and millions, Snickers could potentially come after them and say, hey, we helped you. You used our name to make those millions. So we're going to need a piece of that. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying, like, you open yourself up to that kind of risk. So I would always say, and the clients that I work with, we always go on the more cautious side where we just don't have other trademarked logos in our creatives. But okay, so moving on, I think this table is pretty good. The Newman difference, RBST. I don't know if that's what the product looks like.
It's candies. So it's like like Halls when you have like it's like the same. It's like candies, like hard candy.
Is it like that?
No. If you scroll up, I think you can see there's a picture of it somewhere. Like it's almost like how that. If you look at the video, let's watch the video real quick. Oh yeah, there we go.
So I mean,
so I guess that variation. It does look like that. I think the different variations look slightly different. So that variation looks more like a nougat than and then the other one looks like a hard candy.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a, what is that? Like taffy or like, yeah, nougat, I guess is the. So it's cool that they show it in the video, but yeah, they just need to put it in more of their image assets. Just showing the actual product. And I do believe that their A+ content should change, like creamy coconut. I know it's a lot of work and everything, but they change their main images for each, child ASIN, but they're not changing their A+ content. And I think that they should.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be that hard, right? Like, because if you're working on their products and you're like, okay, it's going to be the same images, like maybe slightly different color schemes, but it's all going to be the same thing, just showcasing the different product. That's it. So it's like, it's not that much more work for your creative agency to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could help conversions. So you just have to kind of test that and see. Another thing that I see that they're not doing is they don't have a lot of text. This is an image right here. All they have for text is that. These are all just images. And I know why brands do that. Like it's good for design and everything, but from an SEO standpoint, you're leaving money on the table, you're missing opportunity. And I think it's just a mistake to not do that. Plus, it doesn't really look like they have a ton of keywords in the copy that they do have in there. So there's some room for growth, room for opportunity on this listing. Probably could use more customer questions and answers. Got a good amount of photos.
That's solid.
So that's good. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to this next one, the wallet. So this one is pretty cool looking for sure. I don't know why this looks slightly blurry for me. I don't know if it's their main image or what's going on, but let's see if they have a hand pick. Okay, they do have a hand pick. So that's really good right there. Another thing they could potentially do is to give you that size and scale, because this is a wallet, have like a picture of it hanging out, like halfway hanging out of a back pocket, so that you can get an idea of like how this is going to fit in your back pocket. I saw that they have a ton of videos. As you can see, there are 5 videos, which is really good. Looks like they've got a bit of a testimonial, like influencer style video. So they definitely invested in videos. So I think that's really good.
Is that for this product or related videos?
Yeah, it looks like this is all this product. I think usually for the video to show up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wow.
Yeah. So these are all like for this exact listing. This is like an influencer style video. As you can see here, Dragon Blogger. So it looks like they paid a few micro influencers to make some videos for them, which is something I always recommend to sellers. We actually offer that as a service. We've got a pool of influencers that help us make videos. So if you guys do need some videos for your products and you want to go more in this style, where it's like review style of like random people, we can definitely help you there.
That's such a funny video.
Yeah, she definitely is unique. But is she even showing the product? Okay. So
there we go. Finally.
That doesn't even look like the product though, because that's not like wood. That's like more of a metal.
That's one of the variations. So they have different colors. You'll see it's it's that one. No, the one above it, that's the one.
That's the one. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot of things right. I think their images could be, they have multiple hand images, which is good. Let's just see what their A+ content. Let's see if they have like a wallet. Oh, see, that's a photoshopped mock-up right there. I'm a huge fan of not doing that. I really don't like doing like fake images where you just Photoshop your product into a stock photo. So I don't like that. I don't see a lot of copy in their A+ section as well. So they're kind of missing out on that organic SEO that we talked about. This is good, but this looks like another stock photo that they Photoshopped their product into. So just getting real life, and we can, it's not hard to go about getting random Joe Schmoes to take a picture holding up your product. These influencer style. You could even take a screenshot from their videos that they have. They could literally just take a screenshot from that video and use it as an image in their A+ content section, or to make that grid style image, in either the main images or the A+ content images. So just social proof in general.
Very cool, man. This has been very, very useful. It's honestly all of like the small things add up is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and they're like 90% there. Like obviously they're doing well. They've got a ton of questions and answers. They've got almost 7,000 reviews, 4.5 stars out of 5. Looks like they have a ton of images, of review images. So they're obviously doing something really well. They probably already have a pretty good conversion rate, but these are just little things that will, it may help them rank a little bit better on Google organically with the SEO stuff in the A+, and then may help them with the bumping the conversion rate a little bit more with some of these recommendations. But overall, obviously, they're doing really good. So
that's awesome, man. Solid. Okay, you want to wrap up with any kind of like final words of advice for people?
All right. So, overall, I think I covered a lot of stuff in this video as far as like what you should and should not do. I'm a huge fan of realistic images. Like a lot of people love those review style photos. A lot of people go to those review photos because they're so raw. Like they're not super polished. They're not Photoshopped. They're just accurate. And when shoppers are trying to buy something online, that's all they're trying to do is get an accurate idea of what it is that they're buying, because nobody wants to go through a return process. So a lot of sellers try to be super polished with their 3D renderings and with their photoshopping skills, and they fail to realize that like accuracy is key and scale is key, and hitting that avatar that they're trying to actually sell to, and figuring out, just like what you did, you looked at who is currently your customer base, and then incorporating that into your images and the copy that you're using, and kind of calling out that avatar with text in a direct way, and then indirectly with a photo showing that avatar using the product, and just showing the product itself altogether, with the powder and then it being mixed and all that stuff.
I love it, man. This has been super useful for me. Going through these listings, breaking them down. I also love to talk about a lot of like the data stuff, but in terms of creative, I'm not strong creatively. So it's been awesome to see, like, I mean, it's a pretty simple system, right? I understand who you're selling to, and then make it as realistic as possible. Incorporate as much information to help the shopper make a decision as possible. So that's, been great to learn, and definitely something I'll be taking back. Let us know, man. Where can people find you if you want to get in touch with Evolve Media, get the audit similar to what you're doing right now? Just give us some information.
Yeah. So again, go to emaamz.com. You can also go to evolvemediaagency.com. EMA-AMZ is basically like a redirect domain, just to easily say on a video. But yeah, there you can see our portfolio. You can see all the pictures, all the videos that we've taken of products. You can see client-specific portfolios, and we've got a lot of our work there because we let our work just kind of speak for itself. And we also have pricing directly on that website: cost of a photo shoot, cost of a video. We've got 2 different plans for a photo shoot, for a video shoot. So I would say our pricing is very affordable for sellers of all sizes. I mean, really, we have a lot of sellers that are just starting out. So our pricing is very low and affordable for those people that don't have 6 figures a month in sales coming in yet. So yeah, if you want to book a free call with me, you can do it on that website. You can look at how our work is. And yeah, I appreciate you, Mina, for having me on and letting me share some value. Hopefully you guys watching got some value from this video.
My pleasure, man. It's been amazing. And this is not going to be the last video we do together. So I'm excited for a lot more videos of us together. Stay tuned.
Thanks, man.